Yes, just what I need. Can I have some water, please?
Oh, sure. Here's our menu.
A menu? Okay. So what's the difference between drinking water and mineral water?
Also, drinking water has got fluorides in it, whereas mineral water doesn't have fluorides, but mineral water has got like potassium and magnesium inside. Alkaline water is just like mineral water, except that the pH is higher than 7.
Do you just have water?
They're all water.
Today, water is much more than a mere thirst quencher. It has become a symbol of class and sophistication, a revolutionary health product, and even a marketing tool.
So here in Singapore, our tap water is clean and safe to drink. Yet every year, we're spending a staggering $180 million on bottled water. That's a 75% increase from just 10 years ago. Do you normally buy bottled water?
Yes. Yeah, that's the pure method.
So in a week, how many bottles on average?
Maybe 3 to 4 bottles. Every meal?
At least 1 bottle a day I will buy.
Once or twice per week.
Every month I spend about $40 or $50 to drink my water or buy the water.
Any preference?
Yeah, distilled water.
Distilled water?
Yeah.
Why do you prefer that?
Because it's pure water, it doesn't have substances inside.
Here in Singapore, there are at least 4 different types of bottled water, each with its own health claims. The most common is a type of bottled water called purified drinking water, which makes up about 2/3 of all bottled water consumption. This is essentially tap water that's been filtered to remove all dissolved minerals. Then there is mineral water, water that occurs in nature. This water is bottled at source, and companies emphasize its natural elements, such as the mineral content. Then we have alkaline water. This is simply water with a pH greater than 7. This is either due to the presence of dissolved minerals in the water or achieved artificially through a process called electrolysis. It's touted as boosting the immune system, as well as claims to help weight loss and reduce the risk of cancer. Finally, there is oxygenated water which has been infused with oxygen molecules. And companies claim this improves athletic performance and can clear the skin. Last year, Singapore consumed nearly 48 million litres of bottled water. That's enough water to fill 20 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And plastic bottles discarded after use is damaging to the environment, adding on to our mountain of plastic waste.
So in this episode, I want to find out what is driving our thirst for bottled water, and if we can make a dent in our reliance on it.
Esther Chia is a health-conscious homemaker. Whenever her family goes out, she always buys them bottled water.
In your family, who, for example, drinks the most bottled water?
It's my eldest daughter, Natalie.
Okay.
Yeah, she's very specific. She only chooses Evian.
And why is that?
Because she believes that it's from the French Alps. So it's something like, it is actually spring water, right? Spring water, naturally, they have all the good properties inside that is good for the body.
So at home, you guys don't drink tap water also?
No, we don't.
And what's wrong with the tap water?
There's so much sediments in it. You don't even know what is inside. So it makes you wonder, what have we been drinking?
At home, Esther has installed a water filtration system that costs her more than $2,000.
Where does it come from?
This filter also makes her water at home alkaline.
Oh, so this is the filtration system.
Yeah, this one basically they have this coral stones, so they make it something like a well water, spring water.
And do you feel better?
Yeah,
from
after
using
all
it?
these years, yes. I get very refreshed and rejuvenated after drinking this water. And in fact, all of us, we use it to wash our face.
Oh,
Yeah.
so wash your face, but you will still bathe with normal tap water.
No, we have a same system.
Oh.
It's for showering also.
Wow, which means what is tap water used for in this house then?
Wash the dishes.
Okay.
Yeah. And general cleaning.
Esther's convinced bottled and filtered water is superior to tap.
I honestly can't tell the difference.
I wonder if others feel like her.
Would you drink tap water?
I don't like the taste because there's some weird taste in it.
I feel that there's some chlorine smell or yeah.
If you had an empty bottle now and you need some water, will you be willing to just top it up from the tap?
No, I prefer bottled water.
Oh, but why?
I don't know. It's just psychological, I guess.
So some people shun tap water because they think it tastes weird. Others strongly believe that bottled water has more health benefits. I want to know if there's any scientific evidence to back up these claims.
We get so many varieties of water. Are there really any benefits?
I'm investigating Singaporeans' obsession with bottled water. And I've discovered that some gravitate towards bottled water because of its purported health benefits. But is it all just a marketing gimmick? Jacqueline Roytons is a leading sports nutrition expert. She's been investigating how different types of water can affect our body, as well as our overall health.
Hi Jacqueline, so I brought all this water because I have a few questions about them. We get so many varieties of water. For example, I have to ask you, mineral water, are there really any benefits?
Well, people say that when you drink mineral water, all these little minerals that it contains helps you, improve your nutrition. However, what people don't realize is that the levels of minerals are actually very low. Let me show you a chart here. In a bottle of mineral water, you get 7 milligrams of calcium. But if you were to eat food, like cheese, you get 200 milligrams of calcium in just one slice of cheese.
And the same for potassium as well.
Yes, for potassium, one bottle you get only 1 milligram of potassium versus if you ate a whole banana, that will give you 140 milligrams of potassium. And if you want to drink 100 liters of water versus eating just a banana.
So in each bottle, there's that amount of calcium, magnesium, and potassium, but the amounts are so small that you're saying really doesn't make a difference?
No, it doesn't. It's so negligible.
What about oxygenated water?
They claim to help with sports performance.
Yeah.
It claims to give you more oxygen. So the only way that you're going to get more oxygen into your body is by your respiratory system, which is through your lungs. If you drink bottled water with oxygen, there is no way that oxygen is going to get into your bloodstream. I don't think that can actually happen physiologically.
And alkaline water, this one also has many claims. People have added their own filtration systems at home because they believe it really will help in many ways.
Yeah, so they believe that your body in a very acidic state is very prone to illnesses like diabetes, gout, cancer. So obviously if they want to try to neutralize it or make it more alkaline, so therefore drink alkaline water. It sounds like it makes sense, but what they don't understand is that when you drink or eat anything, the first part that the food touches is your stomach. Now your stomach, it needs to be acidic. It's because an acidic environment is meant to help to kill the pathogens found in food and helps to break down your protein and all the food. So if you are trying to, make the stomach more alkaline, you're actually defeating the purpose of your stomach.
What about hydrogenated?
So the health claims made by these bottled brands don't really hold any water. If you're buying expensive bottled water for the health benefits, you're probably better off drinking tap water and saving the money. But do we dare drink straight from the tap? I'm meeting Ernie Cartolo, one of the founders of the Drink Wise Drink Tap campaign.
Hello, hi Ernie.
She and her group have been trying to figure out how to wean Singaporeans off bottled water.
Why aren't more people drinking tap water?
Most, if not all, Singaporeans, right, are aware of the fact that tap water is clean and safe to drink, but the surroundings of the tap and the environment in which it's in affects our perception of the tap water.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, for example, like an old building, people assume that because it is old, the pipes are also old and rusty and may contaminate the water, which is not true actually.
Okay.
Another reason is also the surroundings of the tap. Let me show you.
Here we are walking by the trash area.
It's really dirty. This is where you return your food.
And then here is your
taps.
Let's go in and take a look. Ah, okay, where you wash your hands and...
Do you want to refill your water?
I don't know. I suddenly don't feel so thirsty anymore.
Not thirsty anymore. So as you can see here, right, people assume because it is dirty around that the water is also dirty. Another reason is also peer pressure. So for example, I have a bottled water and I want to refill my water, but let's say I do it.
Let me help you.
Yes. My friends and the people around me be like, hey, it's so gross, then you get sick at later.
You know what? Because you've done it, I kind of feel more assured doing it now. So
Let's do it.
You know, even though the environment doesn't look so nice, the fact that you did it, I guess, makes me feel a bit better. It tastes exactly the same. Okay. So what can we do to get people, you know, more comfortable drinking tap water?
I think a really good solution would be to install perhaps more water dispensers like water coolers all around Singapore. We found that people had very different perceptions towards public taps compared to water dispensers or water coolers. So public taps is a complete no-no. They don't want to refill from it, but water cooler is totally fine because it looks nice, and in fact sometimes they find it the best source of water.
So you're saying it's really just all about the packaging that
yes,
the water
it's about the packaging. It's all a psychological thing.
Ernie is convinced that it's just the surroundings that are dirty and not the water itself. I just drank the water, but I have to admit that I am still unconvinced. So I'm going to take a closer look at the water from our public taps. I'm collecting samples from 15 different taps. These include 5 public sink taps from eateries and malls, and 5 public washroom taps. You know, the kind you won't dare to drink from. And the kitchen taps of 5 random HDB flats located across the island. I'm sending all these samples for analysis in a laboratory. Researchers will investigate the levels of bacteria in each sample. They will also test the levels of harmful toxic metal contaminants such as lead and arsenic.
So we all know that Singapore's tap water is safe to drink, but I'm curious to find out if that's the case for all taps in Singapore. So I've dropped off a bunch of samples, and they'll give me a call when the results are ready.
In the meantime, I'm going to get some tap water and present it alongside 2 brands of bottled water in a taste test to see if people can tell bottled water apart from tap water.
Hello, can I invite you to come and try some water? Try all of them, see which one you like best.
This one and this one will be the same taste.
You feel it tastes the same?
Yeah.
I think this one and this one is quite similar.
So of the 3, which do you like best?
This one.
This one.
It's time I show them where the water actually came from.
This is where I got the water from. It tasted fine, right, when you drank it? But now that you know it's from the tap, you feel that it's not nice anymore.
No, of course not. Ew.
But you said this was the best one, right? But now that you know it's from the tap, you don't want it anymore. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know where this water is from, right? So it was a pretty simple experiment, and while some people could tell the difference between bottled and tap water, I discovered that most people could not. In fact, they would never have guessed it was tap water had I not told them that I got it just from the tap nearby.
It's been a week since I sent samples of water from home and public taps for testing, and I'm about to get the results.
Okay, so this is the physical test where you're looking for things in the water.
A fecal matter pathogenic organism that can cause diseases.
Since its inception, Singapore's Water Authority, the PUB, has gone to great lengths to monitor, treat and improve our drinking water supply. Today, countries all over the world look to Singapore to help them solve water shortage issues. Yet in our very own home in Singapore, some Singaporeans still express doubts over the quality of our tap water. A week ago, I collected water samples across Singapore's taps, both public and private. I wanted to find out if fears about water safety have any credibility. The results are in.
For your sample, since it's drinking water, we test according to the 3 major parameters, which is physical test, chemical test, and microbial test.
Okay, so this is the physical test where you're looking for things in the water.
Things in the water suspended in them. It's not visible to the naked eye.
Okay. This is stage 2, right? Where you're testing
This is stage 2 for chemical properties of your sample.
I see.
This is where we do the 3rd set of the test, which is the microbial test. For any presence of fecal pathogens, this is where we'll know whether your sample contains E. coli.
Okay, so all the water I sent went through all this testing.
That's correct. Let's take a look at the result. Here are the results.
So what do these results tell us?
It shows us that there are no presence of E. coli. It's not detected at all.
Okay, E. coli is like, you know, a fecal matter.
A fecal matter pathogenic microorganism that can cause, diseases.
Okay, so that's a good sign.
It's a good sign, correct. We also tested them for trace metals, like arsenic and lead. On all your samples actually ranges from 0.02 to 0.3, which is very good, okay, compared to the WHO guideline, which is 10 ppb.
That's almost like 50 times less than the WHO guidelines.
That's right. So it's very safe.
And was there any difference between the kitchen, sink, and toilet taps?
There's not much difference among the 3 taps. They're all quite consistent.
Because we always think the bathroom or toilet tap is the dirtiest, right? You know, but it shows that it's the same.
It's very clean. It's consistent all across the region of Singapore as well.
So it turns out the water from all the taps was pretty clean after all, even from taps in the worst surroundings. So if all tap water is safe to drink, and you really can't discern between the taste of bottled and tap water, then perhaps one way of getting people to turn away from bottled water to tap water is...
I think a really good solution would be to install perhaps more water dispensers like water coolers all around Singapore.
Water from dispensers like these is simply tap water, just made colder, because it is using the same water that is coming from public pipes. There are over 32,000 food establishments in Singapore, but I can't remember the last time I saw a water cooler in any of them. My friend Victor Huang manages a canteen in an industrial building in Ubi. I'm hoping he can give me some insight into why water coolers in Singapore are so scarce.
Have you ever thought of putting a water dispenser here in the food court?
Oh, no, of course.
Why not?
Because I concern the maintenance I need to follow up. The bill is cost to my side. The best is PUB can sponsor maybe a water cooler or the dispenser. They can maintain it. I can change my mind.
Ah, okay, that's a good idea. So if somebody else paid for and maintained the machine, you might consider it.
Yes.
Do you think people will use it?
No idea. Maybe you can do a trial. Take some time to cycle those youngsters to change their mindset.
A water cooler may require at least $200 to maintain each year, due to the electricity consumption and the need to replace the filters once every few months. But maybe if I can prove how popular water coolers can be, food court owners might be willing to bear the costs. Because with weather like ours, dispensing free cold water could just be the solution. So I've decided to set up a makeshift water cooler.
So I brought my container here and I'm going to get it topped up with tap water. I want to see how many people I can convince to drink this tap water instead of buying bottled water from over there.
Victor has agreed to let me offer free tap water in his food court.
All right, we've got a tap here. Let's see if I can get this topped up. Hello, hi there. Would you like some tap water? So I can't entice you to a glass of tap water? No. I'd like to offer you some tap water. Do you normally drink tap water? No? You don't normally drink tap water? Hello, sir. Would you like some water?
This crowd isn't warming up to my ice-cold tap water. But soon enough...
Would you like some tap water? Yeah? Okay. Can I offer you some tap water? You normally drink tap water? Yeah. Okay, that's good.
I'm getting more interest from the crowd. But can this replace bottled water?
Do you normally drink bottled water? Yes. Okay. So let's say in this food court, they were going to set up a water cooler. You would switch from buying bottled water and use the water cooler?
Yes, yes.
And you don't mind the fact that it's tap water?
I don't mind, yes. Yeah.
So if I were to offer you a glass of water now, will you consider not buying water today? Just drink tap water?
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. So the big question is, if there's a water dispenser here at the food court, do you think you would bring your own bottles and top up?
Maybe yes.
Yeah? I spent the last few hours serving the lunch crowd free tap water. I gotta say, I'm encouraged by the response. Many were receptive to it. So maybe one way to wean Singaporeans off bottled water is to provide more refilling stations and more water coolers. I know I've already made that switch, because as we can all agree, there are already way too many plastic bottles in the world. And as I found out, some bottled water isn't necessarily better for you, neither is it better tasting.